So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
Surprise, surprise, we have gotten some breaking news in regards to the Walking Dead game series and its potential future. Now, obviously, since the Walking Dead final season just wrapped up about a week ago, there's been a lot of questions in the community about what is going to happen next. Is there a chance at a Walking Dead Season 5, or a DLC, or a open world Walking Dead game, a new series, maybe they do another Telltale game, a spin-off? There's been a lot of discussions about a lot of potential things that could be coming in the future. So yesterday, we got a tweet from the Walking Dead game, or Telltale Games' old Twitter, now owned by Skybound Games, and they ended up tweeting about an article that was made by TheVariety.com. And in this article, they talked about how they saved the Walking Dead final seasons from its, destruction, where, remember, in September, Telltale Games had gone downhill. And now, about the end of the article, they talked about the future, games, potential where Clementine, even though it is the final season, the end of her journey, where she could return in some potentiality. So, let me know what you guys think of this article. I'm going to link it down below in the description, and we'll talk about just the stuff with regards to the future of The Walking Dead. If you guys want to see the other stuff, I'll link it down below again. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys smack a like, get this up if you're new, and let's get straight into what I want to talk about. So I did not anticipate to talk about this as soon as I'm doing, because this article literally came out of the blue. I had no idea this was even going to come out, and this gave us tons of details into what could be coming in the coming years with the Walking Dead game series. So in January, the Walking Dead's Twitter tweeted, super with a question, what kind of Walking Dead video game would you love to see get made, asking for a friend, and that friend ended up being Skybound Games. And this article from TheVariety.com talked about the entire path with Telltale and all that, but really at the end they started to talk about the future. So this entire comment here is very important, every single detail of it. So Kent Muddle, the creative director of the final season, was asked a bunch of questions, and same with Ian Howe. So, now that the Walking Dead final season is shipped, a small core of the team, about 15 people left of the Still Not Bitten team, remain at Skybound Games right now. And all that remains working at Skybound focus on some back-end code and looking to bring the game to other platforms. Like I said, there's been a lot of requests to bring it on. What the long-term holds, we're actually in the midst of that conversation at the moment about what that might look like. How set of the remaining team members, but no decision has been made yet. So there's a lot of discussions. I've heard a lot of people even say this, and it's mentioned here in a second, about where this team, this remaining remnants of the Still Not Bitten team, could become their own studio within Skybound Games. It's very possible. So Howe basically said that they're discussing with Muddle and the rest of the group whether there's a way the team to stay at Skybound, or whether that Skybound could fund them if they decide to make a new studio, which is potential. We've seen that happen with ad hoc studios with former Telltale employees. It's very possible. All of these things are up for discussion, but what really is the most important thing is to find a project we're all excited about. That probably overrides everything. I think we can figure that part out. We'll make the rest work somehow. Muddle said the rest of the group have ideas and hopes, but nothing is real. So let's go on to the next part. This starts to get really good. This part talks about Muddle. The people I made the final season with are some of the best people I have ever worked with. If I can continue to find any excuse to work with them ever again in the future, I absolutely will do so. And that leads into this next part that really hints the future. The next part discusses a direct response from that Muddle comment I just went through. Does that mean that Skybound could back another Telltale-esque game, maybe even one based on The Walking Dead? And Ian from Skybound responded with this, confirming that there will be a Walking Dead game story coming in the next year or two. We'll see how things go, but it is confirmed. Are we going to tell more stories of The Walking Dead? 100% yes. So there will be more Walking Dead games. We know that. That is confirmed. That's what we do. Every day there's a discussion about that. Multiple discussions about that at some level. But at the moment, there's nothing concrete that's actually happening. So they're only in the initial discussions, which is why I've always said, even before the final season ended, that you guys send them suggestions, because they are looking for stuff. Like that tweet I talked about at the end of the video, or the beginning of the video, with The Walking Dead. They're looking for stuff. Ideas. evidence, anything they can use to come up with a new game. And can that be a Telltale-esque game? Season 5? DLC? Spin-off? New story? Anything's on the table, guys. Anything. By the looks of it. There's nothing set, so anything could happen. Who knows? The last part I want to discuss is Clementine in general, because a lot of people, even though it's the final season and it's been stated so many damn times that this is the end of Clementine's journey, the final season, and even in the episode 4 was stated as Clementine's final episode, there's still a chance, the smallest chance in the world, because I don't think it's ever going to happen. I think Clementine should have a happy ending to her story, and again, I'll talk about this next week when I talk about the potential of a Season 5 or DLC in general, just on that topic alone. But did Clementine's story end in a way that could leave the door open for a sequel? Because remember, Clementine is non-determinate, she's alive, and there's that caravan group, which we'll be talking about in tomorrow's video. I have ideas of what I would do, Muddle said, but I don't know if that would happen. So, what we can interpret from this is that we're going to get more Walking Dead stories, won't just be probably one. 2, it could involve Clementine. It's very potential. 3, some of the remnants of the Still Not Bitten team could be behind this, so I am definitely down for it. 4, we don't know what it's going to be, though. Season 5, that is the first thing that comes to my mind. Obviously, I don't think it's going to happen because I think Clementine's story has ended off in a perfect way, and I don't think they should continue it. And I think they should leave Clementine alone. She has her perfect ending. She has her happy ending. But AJ, a lot of people think AJ could step into that role now, with Clementine kind of taking some, background, where AJ could take the role if there is a Season 5, or potentially a new character, or maybe someone in the boarding school, maybe. But that's really what initial things with that. Season 5, I don't think is going to happen. What I think is going to happen out of this is most likely a new story. Maybe from the beginning. Maybe comic book related, maybe comic book characters we could see. It's very possible. We could also get a DLC with the boarding school. A lot of people think a DLC is very likely. A lot of people want to see something happen to the boarding school. Maybe even Krista, Molly, Lily, the Delta, all these backstories we really haven't gotten an answer to yet. Maybe Kenny between Season 1 and Season 2. There's a lot of mystery that could be answered in a potential other game. But I want you guys to know, The Walking Dead will be getting more games in the future. We'll be getting more stories. Whether that is Season 5, DLC, new game, open world, that is to be determined. In my opinion, guys, with all this information, I do believe The Walking Dead is in good hands. Skybound Games did a fantastic job helping the Still Not Bitten team finish the final season, and I'm very hopeful that they can go in any direction now. They don't have to continue Clementine's story. They don't have to make a Telltale game. They could do an open world. They could do whatever they want, and I give them that assurance that they should, because I do believe they know what they're doing. Now, please continue to give Skybound Games feedback. Remember that tweet I showed at the beginning of the video. Send them feedback. I sincerely mean that, guys. They need to know what is going on. And they want, your guys' thoughts are very important. And they're willing to listen to fan feedback, which I've always said for a while. They tend to respond to a lot of DMs on Twitter. So, the future is bright. The Walking Dead is in good hands. So, we will talk about more specifics in terms of Season 5 DLC, what I want to see next week. But I want to thank y'all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys smack a like at that stuff if you enjoyed. And I will catch y'all for the next Walking Dead video tomorrow. Thanks for the support, guys. And until then, peace and love.
Time of year. If I could, I would drive out to see you. Things are finally looking up for me this time.